Rich, thank you for joining us today.
Happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Where are you joining us from today?
Good old Washington, D.C., where
Okay.
everything is always going crazy for 24/7.
Well, especially now with all the fuss over uh, budgets and whatnot, I can only imagine it's pretty busy.
It's a fun place to live, man.
Never a boring day. Well, Rich, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and what's your focus on these days in the marketplace?
Yeah, so I'm a 35-year professional broadcaster. I've been in radio, television, you name it. Streaming TV now is my life. My mandate is to help people shine on camera, shine on stage, and elevate their brand through streaming media. And with that now, the advent of AI, getting more and more into all of this now, I'm helping people understand how to leverage AI as a tool for themselves, but also still keep the human condition. So, as a virtual leadership consultant, I want to make sure you do not disappear and the computer doesn't take over your brand. I love the computer, I love the AI, but you are still the brand.
I think part of what I always think about when we talk about the AI and the ways we can use it, to your point, it becomes very easy to lean on it too heavily. So, in your own personal life or in your own business, as you're pursuing helping clients and doing TV streaming, how do you personally use AI and where do you draw that line?
So, AI for me is a research tool. So, for the Rock to Stage show and other shows I produce for the people, I will use it for my intro, my teasers, my outros. I will use it to help produce captivating, fun questions. I love doing during my show. The ending last three questions are different, entertaining, very unique. And I ask AI to help me make those fun, creative questions. I've been doing this for so long, I can't do it all myself, but they're a really great tool to enhance the show and the story.
And so, do you find do you have to help it not be repetitive, or have you found it's pretty unique every time?
Everyone talks about let the AI learn your personality and your brand. It's learning Trigger pretty well. It understands that I'm fun, I'm energetic. I like to tilt a little bit to get a different reaction, and the AI is becoming more in tune with that all the time. So it's actually easier.
So, as you find your uses personally in your business, and you think back on the last 35 years, do you feel like this is comparable to certain advents previously, or is this a completely new tool set?
I think it is comparable back to the day when we used to be in the planning meeting room talking about the storyline, the angles, the unique questions. What family member can we pull into a journalism story? All that stuff was always there. But this, I think, now is speeding it up. And I don't need 10 people in a room to help me come up with a narrative. AI helps me do that, and I can just focus right here.
Yeah, no, that's what's kind of amazing. Again, back to how it can superpower us and making that tool set be a asset and not a
Right.
replacement to folks, but more a way for you to get more done faster. And as you turn to your client base and help them find the right level of tool sets, how is it different from what you do for yourself versus how you recommend your clients use it?
I pretty much bring everything I do for me into them. I want them to have the body gestures, the eye contact. The eyes are so important. And if you're on a script or on teleprompter, most people don't do well with it. They get the computer reading like this type of thing. And so it really has become this is still authentically you with the research and the information behind you. So practicing how to blend the script to the side of your screen, but still stay here, that's a trick for a lot of people.
I think I'm hearing you say, Rich, is we still have to do the work. It doesn't solve the
Yes, yes,
problem.
you cannot well, unless there are those that like the virtual skins, they like the AI personality. When I talk to people about being the brand of you, I tell them, "You never give that over. You have got to be a real human here." You can use that skin for other things, but if you're doing a keynote, if you're doing an interview, if you're doing something, people still wanna know it's the real person. I always equate it kind of to you get on the phone, you call for tech support, and you can't get a real human. You can't get a real human. Even hitting 0 now, you can't get a real human. I wanna guard against that for your personal brand because know, like, and trust is still so important. AI can support that again, but it can never replace you.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I know a lot of folks are using it for their frequent podcast, not podcasts, but the publications on LinkedIn, like their posts or other
Yes,
components, and it's
yes.
becoming recognizable. It's becoming where you see it and you're like, oh, that was just AI.
And you have to take the information and generate it and still put your voice, your spin, your stories into it. You're right. They are figuring out faster and faster, and people are being turned off to it because they want you to be the expert, not a cut and paste.
Yeah.
And there's a tension already growing. People are saying, I thought AI was going to help me, but I might just go back to the way I did it before because people will read my articles with bad grammar, bad bugs, all those things. Sometimes too perfect is going to hurt you.
Well, I found it fascinating in my own. There's so many of my posts are around business and things we've done for clients or my view of certain pieces of future. But my post that get the most views was when I put up that my Polestar saved my life in a car accident. It
Right.
wasn't about business. It was about this Polestar incident and how I was encouraged by the automotive industry that even these low cost vehicles could be life saving. And that got hundreds of thousands of views. It's just fascinating how the business pieces aren't always as engaging.
Well, and that's part of the trick of what I coach is you have to come into this. Now, I tell people protect your family, protect your kids, don't overly give names, locations. But yes, people want to know the humanity of you more than the information and content. And more, that's where I really coach in this virtual space. We got to get to the heart, get beyond the head, get beyond the pocketbook, get to the heart. And you can only do that through personal stories.
Isn't that so much of what I feel like we're becoming we value even more than ever is the authenticity, the reality.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I live with a lifelong stutter. It's been a part of my brand, part of my story, of radio sports play-by-play guy, interview, talk show hosts. And people go, wait, you stutter. It perks their interest beyond what I do here. And it makes them go, I like this guy. He's kind of cool, but how the heck did you do that? It raises the curiosity instead of hiding it. And more people want to hide that and never talk about it. I'm the other way around. Bring it to the table. It will elevate you and your brand and your business.
Builds trust, like you said. It
Yes.
makes us more of a real person.
Yep.
So, what brought you into TV originally? Like, what drew you to this space?
As a kid with a stutter, living at home in Indiana, there was always a great basketball game on. And because there was always Notre Dame, Indiana, and Purdue University, there was never a bad game. I would sit at home and pretend like I was doing the games while my dad was trying to watch it. And it used to drive them crazy. But I wanted to be the new Brent Musburger. I wanted to be the new Harry Carey for the Chicago Cubs. And I had the stutter, and they kept going, God, we love you, kid, but it's never gonna happen. It took until my 20s in broadcasting school that I finally got there. And who didn't love Johnny Carson growing up? And I said, someday I want to be the new Johnny Carson. Little did I know it would be a virtual stage for the new Johnny Carson style of work that we do now. It actually happened, but that was the dream that fueled me to get into all this.
And so, is comedy a piece of your interest as well, then, or is that the side thing?
Comedy by nature is not I blow the punchlines, okay? If you give me a real joke,
Sure.
I can't do them. But I am playful, humorous, um, used to be a lot more sarcastic, I've toned that down, but that's part of the playful nature, and I consult and tell people there is an entertainment value to this. You have to know how to bring the personality alive a little bit bigger than normal, not over the top, but there is a playfulness, and that's where I come in with my guests, and we have a good laugh and a good time.
That's great. It always makes me wonder. One of the paths that's being explored, of course, is there's duplicating physical space in the digital world, but the steps coming, we're going to duplicate people in the digital world. What are your
Yes.
thoughts? Would you want your personality captured in AI that anybody could talk to, or do you want them to come to you?
They've already asked me. I've had so many calls on that, by the way, Mark. I've had so many. I've already put the hard line out. There will never be a virtual skin of Trigger because I am the brand. That brand Trigger has stood out on SEO and search engines everywhere. There's only one Rich Bontrager, and it's a human personality with 35 years of experience. Why would I ever want to give that up? And I think it would diminish me as being unique in this space. So Go do what you wanna do, but for me, I want humanity to shine, and I wanna be in that space where it's really trigger.
I think that's what's always interesting. The types of folks like yourself that are high visibility, high impact. I've got colleagues that are executive coaches or other individuals, where it is that individual contribution is so critical for success, and that's why it tends to come up. Is hey, I want to scale you, but we're only one. Yeah,
Well, because you are the brand of you, and being the brand of you is different than anything. I can't be Mark. And there's no way I can do it, and that's where excuse me, people are trying to take on those personalities that they see on TV, on radio. They want to do the radio voice from Y105 FM. And people don't go for that. They go for authentic, relaxed, conversational, real people. And over the years of journalism, that's radically changed. So the brand of you and knowing who you are and never losing that is so important. Yes, use AI to enhance it, build upon it, but don't diminish you as being the centerpiece.
it's a lot of sense. So overall, if you look forward in the future, do you feel bullish about AI, or are you seeing a lot of pitfalls or more likely to fall into the ditch? What are your thoughts in a general
I
direction?
just had an AI expert on my show. We were recording coming up, and we got into this whole thing. He kept referencing Star Trek, Terminator, and all the things that we're worried about. And I turned it around to him a little bit. I said, "How far are we going?" I think we're right on the cusp of maybe going too far. And he's been in this for as long as I have, just on the AI and the e-commerce side. I think we're okay, but we're gonna maybe tip it a little too far, where people are gonna hang up the phone kind of and say, "If I get another auto dialer, I'm gone." Think about that for a second. How often, if your phone rings and you pick it up, do you say hi right away? Do you pause and see if it's an auto dialer? What do you do with that? I think people are gonna start doing the same thing with AI. Plus, I wish there was a watermark. We're already getting the deep fakes. We're already getting other things. Companies' brands are being ripped apart right now. I think there should be something to protect us and say, "This is AI."
Well, and to your point, at some level, each of us for almost $0 can have an AI assistant that's screening our calls and reading our emails and deciding what we're going to actually be exposed to. And so then if you got the auto dialer AI talking to the AI as your assistant and doesn't go anywhere, aren't we all just like putting pause on society?
Well, yes, and to your point, when I get emails, people are pitching story ideas of what they wanna be on my show about. If my AI assistant, let's say, decided that's not pertinent, I'm gonna miss a juicy morsel that I would have said, "Oh, that's something to dig into," which I love because I'm highly unscripted. So I like to find what the narrative is. My AI would go, "Boring, gone, done that. Where are we gonna go? How far are we gonna let that lead us instead of us leading it?"
Yeah. So we have to stay out in front of it and make it, again, like you
Yeah,
said, a tool, not
yeah.
be in charge. No, I completely
But
agree.
I am excited about the creative space because there is so much we can do with it. Power of storytelling, the creative arts. There is so much we can do. Just like I said to the guy yesterday, put a dog leash on it just a little bit and hold it back a little bit and don't let it lead you.
Well, then, what's maybe your favorite piece where you haven't used it yet, but you're hopeful for? It could be something like the autonomous car or some other space where AI is going to change our life a little. Is there a piece that isn't a part of your life today, but you're looking forward to?
I like the fact right now that I'm playing around with the research side of it, but also now repurposing my content faster for me.
Mm,
I have so much video content, interview content. I would like to get a book done. Taking one piece of content and cutting up into multiple pieces, for me now, would take way longer, or take my team longer. Giving it the AI and say, "Here are the elements. Now go do this, team." That's a lifesaver. I'm still learning the nuances of how to do it. So again, I don't cut some of the good stuff out of what AI is doing, but the repurposing is gonna speed up business and life way faster.
yeah, that's amazing. Very exciting. Well, I really appreciate your time today. Is there any other final thoughts you want to share with the audience?
Again, this is gonna be a thing that we are forever gonna be learning right now. I've talked to a lot of CEOs, executives. I'm tired of learning. I don't wanna learn a new program. I don't wanna learn a new thing. I think this is where the speed of learning could also be the limiter. How heavy of a burden that become instead of communicating and leading. That's what I think every business is going to have to figure out for themselves.
That's so much of, you know, adoption of change is always a major challenge. And whether that
Yes.
be something simple that talks to me in my language and is just verbal, or it be the systems of the past where we have to learn code on how to interact, it's still change we have to absorb. And we often
Right.
fight that.
And your choice is your choice. No matter what anyone else is going to do, I'll say this. Your brand is your brand. Your business is your brand. Don't always look at the competition and do not keep track of the algorithms. You'll never be able to keep a track. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? Who do you serve? Stick with that more than anything. I think it will simplify and the headaches will go away as we're going through this together.
That makes a lot of sense. Keep your center. I like your point of don't let the AI be you, you be you, let it
Yes.
accelerate you. Yeah, that's really good. Well, thank you, Rich, for the time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me have me on, Mark. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.